The Centre for Pain Research at the University of Bath is focused on understanding why, for many people, chronic pain can become a disabling and distressing condition. 46% of the population in Northern Europe, for example, had a major pain episode in the last year. A quarter of those have severe pain that they report repeatedly that is part of their life. Our role is to help us understand what the new solutions to living with pain might be.
For a long time, people thought that the critical part of pain is happening where it hurts. So let's say you've injured your foot, that's where the pain originates. That is partly true, but we know that the brain is a far more critical organ. So you could summarize it as, if you don't have a brain, there's no pain. Pain is by definition subjective. So your pain is not my pain. Even if we suffer the same injury, for instance, we might experience it totally differently. And the critical aspect of that is that pain is more than just a sensory experience. It is determined by what you think about it and what you feel. We know now that there are certain pathways in the brain that can either help you in coping with pain and decrease the pain so that you can live with it and you can make it easier to live with it, or you can have certain thoughts and feelings that make the pain worse. What we see on these pictures is activation, and the brain images show which part of the brain become active while you experience pain. And we can see these areas lighting up here, so the more red or yellow, the stronger the activation in the brain. So we can use thoughts and feelings to help us with pain, and to get over it and to cope with it and to find solutions for pain. What are the resources we have in the brain that help us to cope with pain? And there are certain pathways in the brain that are absolutely dedicated to dampening down the pain. And if we could understand how that works, then we could use these resources in a more systematic way and try to develop new methods of preventing and treating pain.
The second area of research that we're particularly focused on is understanding the mechanisms of the reasons why some people develop pain and disabling pain conditions. And much of that work we do here in the University of Bath in our laboratories, where we're interested in looking at why some sensations extend into people's awareness and consciousness. Some people find it difficult to switch away from those sensations, and why others people find it easier to distract themselves from.
What we've been doing is been trying to investigate the way in which pain has this interruptive effect on attention. We've been doing this in the laboratory, constructing tasks which mimic the sorts of things that we do on a day-to-day basis. We have two tasks which we'd like you to do today. One of them, as you see, was on this screen here, which will be a breakfast task, and the one on the tablets here is the shopping task. At the same time, what we'd like to also do is get you to do the task, but whilst in a little bit of pain. We have a thermode which will attach to the arm, and that will gradually heat up. Does that sound okay?
That sounds absolutely
brilliant.
fine.
So if you'd like to start to touch the top. One of the limitations of this approach, however, is that it's disconnected from the real world. The challenge we currently have is to try and develop tasks which better reflect what we do in everyday lives, such as making breakfast, such as going shopping, remembering things on a shopping list, and looking at the way in which pain may have an effect on these sorts of activities.
Our third area of pain research is our EPSRC funded research on the use of communication technology and pervasive technology to deliver healthcare messages to people in their home. We need to bring the treatments out of the hospitals and into people's homes. The way to do that is by introducing modern technology, modern communication technology, most of which many people already have in their homes. We have an excellent prototype. We know that we can change behavior. We know that it can work. What we're now doing is working with key communication technology organizations and companies who can help us with this next stage of building a research product, something of a scale that we can actually test whether it can change not just one or two people's lives with a prototype, but thousands of people's lives. The good news that we have is, as a societies, we have developed ways that allow us to live longer. The bad news, unfortunately, is that we're going to live longer with multiple diseases, many of which the primary symptom of which is pain. trying to understand how to help people with persistent pain is a major challenge of 21st century life.